Hello everyone, welcome to my channel again. Last time I have shared with you my personalized project, and we have been focusing on the analysis and planning. And today we're going to focus on action. So before we get started, I want to review what we've done earlier. So I have encouraged you, and as well as myself, to have a personalized self-learning plan for 2021 to learn either Mandarin or well, in my channel will be Mandarin, but you can focus on anything you want to learn. So we have analyzed our language ability. So you have identified which area that you want to make a progress improvement. It can be reading, writing, speaking, or listening, or it can be vocabulary, it can be pronunciation. The one example that I gave is to improve on your tones, because the tone is very important in speaking in spoken Mandarin. So after you analyze it, you have to go into details of what exactly is your problem. So I have, for example, I've given an example of improving your tones. So you will have a test of a chosen 10 or 50 or 100 words that you want to analyze, and you want to check if you are speaking the tones correctly or you are speaking it incorrectly. So you can check against the dictionary, of course, and you can ask your teacher or friends or any Chinese native speaker or me, and you can ask me to help you to correct your to check whether your tones are correct. And after that, you're moving into the design phase. So in the design phase, the first one is to set a goal. And so a goal has to be achievable, has to be very clear, and it has to be enjoyable at the same time. So you will have to achieve, for example, I want to be able to pronounce these 30 words in the next 30 days correctly. And so this is a reasonable goal. So I'll be focusing on one word per day, and then my method will be involving on daily practice and daily test. So you will practice the new word, you will say it correctly for a few times, you identify which tones are your weakest, and you practice a little bit more, and then you will do a test. So you will keep tracking on how's your tone, how your tones are, whether they are correct or not correct. And you will have also designed how you would reflect on your daily progress. So these are all in the design phase, and this has to be done before you started your first day of practice. And by the first day of practice, you should have completed your entire plan. Oh yeah, another very important part of the plan is a timetable, a schedule. So how many hours a day or how many minutes a day, and when does it fit you best? And you can make a plan, and you can later on change it around to fit better in your working loads. But it's always better to have a plan and then to adjust it than just go with the flow, because we are not made to work, right? We're made to enjoy our free time. And so for that reason, it's always better to set a time. I know that, you know, learning can be fun, but it's probably not as fun as playing your phone or a lot of other activities. So we do need a bit of a discipline to get us ahead with our project. And then today I'm going to talk about action. So we've got the analysis, we know what area we want to improve, and then we've got the plan ready. Took us a long time to find out, you know, to write down what exactly we want to improve, what exactly our goals are, and our daily schedule and what we can stick to. This is our initial plan, and now we just have to start doing it, right? And doing it actually is harder than, well, planning is hard, but doing it is equally hard. So now today I want to talk about two things. Both are related to time management. So first thing is procrastinating. So everyone have this problem. It's only a matter of how well we manage our procrastination. And I've recently listened to a TED Talk, and the speaker was giving an amazing speech about how he procrastinated all his entire PhD thesis until the final 3 days, and he completed the thesis in 3 days. And as he was doing it, of course the quality of it is very bad. As he was doing it, he managed to reflect on what happened to him, and he got a lot of response, and then he found out that this model of procrastinating has something can deal with the procrastinating. That is the panic mode. That is what we call it, the deadline. We have to finish exam, we're going to take a test, or we're going to pass an exam. So we set this deadline, or other people set this deadline, and we have to finish it by then. If we have to finish it and then, you know, we get stressed out, but eventually we get the work done. And that's how many people are doing it, including myself. And if not for the deadline, if not for the school, if not for the work, and there are other things we will just not start, we will not do. And this works well with the things that has a deadline. But does your learning Chinese has a deadline? I would say some of you do. You are studying for an exam, you are in school, you are doing a Chinese course, language course in the university, or you're going to have a trip to China very soon, or you have business dealings, you have Chinese customers, which sort of pushes you. Of course, we need to find some motivation, but the motivation might not be a deadline. For example, if I have a trip to China, I mean, I can learn some basic Chinese, or I can just forget about it. I just go there and enjoy my time. Why learning Chinese, right? So this is the procrastinating. In that sense, the speaker says we are all procrastinators, especially when there is no deadline. So I want to ask you this question: do you have a deadline for your Chinese project? If you don't have a deadline, then what motivates you? What can get you going in starting your action and continuing throughout the project and finally achieving your goal? What motivates you? So, okay. So if you don't have a deadline, then your motivation must be enjoyment, or your motivation must be, you'll be able to speak with someone, or maybe you have a family member who speaks Chinese, or maybe your partner speaks Chinese, and then you'll be able to communicate them, in their language. That gives you satisfaction. So this is the thing that I want to ask you. And I want you to be able to design a plan where this project doesn't have a deadline, and you have to set a deadline for yourself. Just go ahead and experiment. Go ahead and experiment how would that work out, whether that's too hard for you or whether there's anything you can do about it. Another thing which I found very effective as a time management technique or tool is the Pomodoro technique, or we call it tomato timer. Actually, I'm having it right now, the tomato timer on today. So you can download it on your phone and you can turn it on. So what it happens is you will have 25 minutes of working time, and then you will have a short break. You can set your break time. You can set it to 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 1 minute, or 10 minutes, or 15 minutes. Up to you how many minutes you want. And after that, you will have another 25 minutes of working time. So you will not always be on time, on track with your tomato planner, but it is a very good reminder to just turn it on and just leave it automatic on, automatic off, so you have track of time. Of course, so for example, if you're a school student, that will work for you great. If you're a university student, that will work for you for great. If you're a freelancer, of course, it wouldn't work if you are at work, but I assume you're not learning Chinese at work. But if you're at home, or if you decided to spend half an hour to learn Chinese, it's best to break it down into smaller lots, so you know what time you need to do what without losing track of time, and then by the end of the day you haven't finished what you intended to do because you have, after 1 minute of study, you have gone somewhere else chatting or making yourself a cup of tea. So time management, tomato timer, this is what I want you to install in your phone or on your tablets, on your computer. You can open a web page if you're using a laptop, and I'm sure everyone got a phone, and just turn it on, just leave it on while you're doing your project. So this is very good. And then I want you to just simply start. So you have the time, you know what exactly you need to do, and you know what an interesting way that motivates you to learn, and you just have to start. So my message from today is just start. So just start doing it. Just start doing it and record it. That's the most important thing. Record it, what you have done, and reflect on it. How I did it. How did it go? Did I do it according to my plan? That's fine. That's great. I didn't do it according to the plan. That's okay too. But what I can do, maybe the time I set in my schedule, it doesn't work. Maybe I said I have to do it in the morning, but I don't have time in the morning, or I don't want to spend time in the morning. So how can I improve? How can I work out a better plan? So there is no failed plan. There's no failed project. It's only that you haven't found out the best way, the best method to follow your plan. So, okay. No matter what your plan is, what your study plan is, whether it's on tones, whether it's on vocabulary, whether it's on speaking, I want you to start today. and leave me a comment. How did you go today with your learning Mandarin? Thank you, and come back later. We will talk about the next phase, which is reflection. Thank you for watching. Bye.